Once upon a time, two friends joined forces to bring you the best in horror entertainment. Brian from the north, Tim from the south, each bringing their own unique perspective to the horror community. Movie reviews, Blu-ray releases, beer pairings, games, and more. Welcome to your new home for horror. This is Civil Gore.
Hey there, everybody. Welcome to Civil Gore Podcast. I'm your host, Tim.
And this is Brian. And if Tim and I sound like extra army, it's because we both got the same new microphone arm. We figured we'd add a little bit to the podcast here because I was using just the stand-up mic, and it just was annoying because I would hit it, and it just caused problems. And Tim had his old one too, and we each had the older arm, but we found the same arm just with a much stronger base, which stays on the table better, which doesn't slide. So we each got that, and Tim is Tim. So I've had it already, and I'm liking it already. So you just got it. So you think that's a new positive to your mic experience?
Super upgrade, yeah. Because I've got a standing desk, so it goes up and down, and I was having to like unhook my mic every time after we recorded and put it away and hook it back up. And now I've got like a permanent solution that I can fold and put out of the way. It's nice. It's awesome. I mean, unless you're a podcaster, you don't know how excited you get over new gear.
yeah. I mean, everyone's like, okay, so you got an arm that holds the microphone.
Yeah.
Why is that exciting? But another thing that's exciting to celebrate the full season is I bought it last week. I posted it on there, but I'm trying that caramel pumpkin, that new one.
Ooh, how is that? Yeah.
It's pretty good. The good news is it tastes just like the real pumpkin, with just kind of like a hint of something else, which is the caramel. They didn't like totally change it, which is good, because why change something that worked great? I mean, pumpkin is the premier pumpkin beer. And, so I said, you know what, let me get one. They were selling it by singles, so I got the one caramel to try, and it's as delicious as the Pumpkin King. Not too much sweeter, which is good, because that was what I was afraid of, because when you add like a caramel or something to it, you thought maybe it might get a little sweeter, but it actually is pretty solid. So I highly recommend it to your pumpkin family. So now there's 3 options. You get the pumpkin caramel, and warlock, which I know your brother is a big warlock fan.
Yeah, and I have not seen the caramel around here yet, but it's still early in the season. There's still time, so I'm sure I'll find it.
And I can always grab it and get it sent to you somehow.
But I've seen plenty of pumpkin, which is that's a good sign that I'll see it eventually.
Oh yeah,
they're out already, because usually pumpkin doesn't even come out until like later in September. So
yeah, everyone's been saying what we were saying though. It seems like pumpkin is like stronger than ever this year.
It's made a huge comeback this year, because I keep an eye on all the pumpkin flavored stuff, and I'm always like, I remember last year, and especially during the pandemic, like you didn't see anything. It was like sprout. I mean, even cereal. It's all like the stuff that's like the staple. You always have pumpkin spice stuff. I never saw it, and it was so frustrating. And then like this year, it's like coming out. I mean, I was seeing the stuff in August.
Yeah,
I was like, oh my god, this is gonna be like a banner year for pumpkin spice.
Yeah.
So I'm pretty excited.
I know Trader Joe's has got its stuff. I went to that World Market. They had a bunch of stuff. Target, actually, the Targets out here are a little slower than they usually are in New York with pumpkin, I noticed, but it's still there. It's still trickling out. The pumpkin beers are coming out. Of course, I already had that one on draft, which is good, and then the other ones are coming out. And there's a coffee place near me that I've ordered from before, but I never got to go to it. They're more like Oakland area, and they have I think it's a sweet yam latte instead of. They don't do pumpkin there. They do a sweet yam one, which of course is very similar to the pumpkin.
I mean, a lot of pumpkin flavor is yam anyway. That they just don't tell you, but it's fine. I mean, as long as it tastes the same, I don't care. So I like yams too, so
yeah. Oh, yams are excellent. Well, that's like that butternut squash. I know Tim yams with a yam. But anyway, let's we'll get more into that, I'm sure, in an upcoming episode when we start doing our Halloween pumpkin stuff. But there's already some great stuff coming out in September. Of course, this is a decent sized month, but of course, probably nothing like what's going to be next month. So
yeah, and we're going to try to go through these pretty quick because we're kind of on a tight recording schedule. But I think there's some really good, like Brian was saying, there's some really good stuff, and you could tell it's ramping up to like the big October release. So
a lot of 4K upgrades. But,
and I got to tell you something about the second week. Third week. Or is it the second week? One of these weeks has a banner amount of stuff from Walmart coming out, which is pretty cool. So,
nice.
All right, so let's get right into it. This is our rundown for the week of September 5th. And first one up is from Paramount. This is the Sleepy Hollow 4K. An enchanting version of this classic tale of horror. Ichabod Crane, an eccentric investigator determined to stop the murderous Headless Horseman, and Katrina Van Tassel, the beautiful and mysterious girl with secret ties to the supernatural terror. And this one did not have any special features listed, which I was a little bit surprised even for a Paramount release. I thought it'd have something. So check your local listings. It may have something that just wasn't publicized yet. But I really like this movie. I was a big fan of this. I've watched it several times when it came out on video, and I'm still a big fan of this one.
Yeah, I saw it in the theater and I loved it. Yeah, this is a good one. This is like a kind of like falls, I feel like, into that Wolfman, Benicio del Toro Wolfman category. It's like Tim and I will probably defend this and like this, and we're sadly, for some reason, in a minority of the like of those films. I feel like Sleepy Hollow got a bad rap when it came out.
Yeah, but I've always been a fan of the whole Sleepy Hollow legend, and like I even read this. There was a novel series. I'm sorry, I can't remember the name of the author, but there was like a trilogy that took place in the town of Sleepy Hollow, and there was a kid that was like the descendant of Ichabod Crane, and the Headless Horseman was after him. And the whole novel series is really fun. So I've always liked that.
Yeah, and I toured the real, Sleepy Hollow when I lived in New York, so it's kind of cool that they, you can kind of see those things,
Yeah.
But I also find it funny that someone named Katrina Van Tassel has a ties to something, but that's kind of funny. Next one is our pick of the week, so we'll skip that as we were in agreement, and we'll go right to release number 3, which is Shout Factory, My Demon Lover from 1987. This was a funny, zany 80s horror comedy that was pretty prevalent around that time, and I always liked this one, and I don't think it's been, Cone could probably confirm this. I think this is the one that for a long time was out of print, and you could not get this anywhere. And it was never really streaming anywhere either. So this is kind of nice that it's coming out. For those who need a little description, it's a homeless street musician becomes a demon when sexually aroused. And it's Scott Valentine from Family Ties fame, Nick, Mallory's boyfriend. He's the star of this. So yeah, this one I highly recommend if you like a good funny 80s horror comedy. This one fits the bill perfectly. No special features though.
Yeah, this one looked fun when I saw the trailer. Next up from Synapse, we have a Black Circle from 2018. The lives of two sisters change dramatically since they were hypnotized by a mystical vinyl record from the 1970s. And of course, vinyl records by Ears Perked Up. It looks very Argento-ish, very much so.
Yeah. Like, I don't even know what's going on in it, but yet it's very appealing.
Yeah, it really, and I was surprised when I saw it was 2018. I didn't realize it had come out that long ago, because I think I've heard of this one, but I thought it was like a more recent one. It does have some good features here. It has the original motion picture soundtrack on CD, which is cool. Audio commentary.
It came on vinyl, though.
Yeah, I know. No, they've been a little hard to package.
Yeah.
Audio commentary with director Adrian Garcia Bugliano. Original teaser trailer, Don't Open Your Eyes, an original short film. Interview with Adrian Garcia Bugliano and Christina Lindberg. Inside Black Circle, a behind-the-scenes featurette and a still gallery.
So I assume it's almost like a play on Black Mirror, right? The Black Mirror represented your phone, and then this Black Circle represents, I guess, the album. So
yeah,
kind of got something fun playing there. And that brings us to our pick of the week. The first week is a nice, succinct week there, and it's another Shout Factory release. This is a release that's out there already. I own the original version, but I highly recommend those who do not have this one to get it in this version, and that is Night of the Comet in 4K from 1984. And if I don't even know if you could be possibly a horror fan and listening to this podcast and not know the plot, but I'll give it to you anyway. A comet wipes out most of life on Earth, leaving two valley girls to fight the evil types who survive. And of course, we got to meet Catherine Mary Stewart and Kelly Maroney at New Jersey HorrorCon. We had Kelly on here once, but also it was great to see them both, and we got a picture with them both at HorrorCon, which was kind of fun to get the
and both as sweet as you would hope. I mean, they were just awesome.
Oh my God, both, and it was fun too because we saw them later at the Karaoke and they were hanging out together. So it was like, I'm like, this is like the cool. That's one of the cool things about New Jersey HorrorCon that that kind of gives it some of its charm. It's that like close knit interaction you get with everybody.
Mm-hmm.
And so this has 2 discs. Disc 1 is a 4K Blu-ray, which has a new 4K restoration of the film from the original camera negative. Audio commentary with, as we just mentioned, the wonderful actors Kelly Maroney and Catherine Mary Stewart, which is great because I think I listened to that when it was on the original disc that I have. It's got audio commentary with director Tom Eberhardt, audio commentary with production designer John Muto, And then on the second disc, we have Valley Girls at the End of the World, an interview with Kelly Maroney and Catherine Mary Stewart. Last Man on Earth, an interview with actor Robert Beltran. Curse of the Comet, an interview with makeup effects creator David B. Miller. The theatrical trailer and some galleries, movie stills, and behind-the-scenes photos. And that is one of my favorite movies of all time. Also, Jed Shepard of Host fame, that's one of his favorites. And he actually put some Easter eggs from the movie in Host. So.
Nice. So to recap, the week of September 5th, we had Sleepy Hollow 4K from 1999, My Demon Lover from 1987, Black Circle from 2018, and our pick of the week, Night of the Comet 4K Shout Factory Edition from 1984. Moving right along to September 12th, we'll skip over the first one. Oh, this is the big week for Walmart.
Oh,
so
right.
There's a Smile 4K Steelbook, which I think that might be Best Buy, but the Walmart is coming out with a whole slew of Steelbook horror collections for Halloween. They have a Rob Zombie's Halloween 2 Steelbook, a Rob Zombie's Firefly Trilogy Steelbook, a Saw collection, which is the 8 current Saw films, and the Leprechaun collection, which is 8 films. So if you don't have those and you don't mind the Steelbook format, this might be a good chance. I'm sure they're probably reasonably priced since they're Walmart exclusive. Yeah. So, and they look pretty cool. I will have to say for Steelbooks, they look pretty cool. So check those out. My pick of the week, I'm going to skip over, but I'm going to give you a hint as I read our next release, which is Ghoulies 2. Take a wild guess what my pick of the week is. This is from MVD Visual, Ghoulies 2, 1988. The operators of Satan's Den, a traveling spook house, find out they have picked up some unlikely hitchhikers when the ghoulies begin terrorizing the carnival goers at their most recent stop. The creatures are mad after an attempt to kill them, so the beasties go on a rampage through the fairgrounds, ultimately leading to an explosive conclusion. I called Ghoulies a fun 80s classic, and I called Ghoulies 2 a slightly less fun 80s classic.
Yeah, that one didn't. Those sequels did not get the. It's like Critters seem to sometimes have some, like improved somewhat a little bit. This one I remember took a step down slightly,
which is a disappointment because it takes place in carnivals. Like that should have been a surefire thing, but unfortunately not. This one has a 2K restoration of the film prepared on behalf of MGM. An introduction by screenwriter Dennis Paoli. More toilets, more terror. The making of Ghoulies 2. Under a Magic Moon interview with Dennis Paoli. Deleted scenes, photo gallery, theatrical trailer, 2-sided artwork, collectible mini poster, and first pressing only a limited edition slipcover.
Next one is Shout Factory again. They're coming on strong these months here. And that's The Pack from 1977. Set on a remote island where vacationers have senselessly abandoned their unwanted pet dogs. Okay, I'm already getting angered. The Pack shows man's inhumanity coming back to haunt him with fanged fierceness. That's a good term. We should get a T-shirt like Civil War, the fanged fierceness. But the confused, starving pets form a rampaging pack, and the man's best friend becomes his worst fiend. A heroic marine biologist comes up. Why a marine biologist for dogs? But okay. But a heroic marine biologist comes up with a do or die scheme. Sorry, I read it below. Well, because it's like dog is right under the do. So, do or die scheme that will either reestablish man as top dog or turn him into a nasty tidbit. So they had fun with that description. I already don't like this movie though, because I don't like when they take innocent creatures and because of man's thing about it or like some kind of thing that they do, basically turns the animals like vicious and you're supposed to root against them. I'm sorry, that just never plays well with me. Like, what's that one, The Bear? I didn't like because like
yeah.
I just don't like that. Yeah, I'm not a big fan, especially when it's dogs involving. I'm like, come on, don't make dogs evil. Okay?
Yeah, this one looked like I said this looked like Mia's last trip to the dog park. Her last and final trip to the dog park.
Oh, that's right. When she actually got attacked.
She got attacked by a pack of dogs at the dog park. Yeah, so that was the last time we ever did that. Anyway, moving right along. This is RLJ Entertainment, The Walking Dead, Dead City Season 1. I'm sorry, I lasted with Walking Dead for 9 seasons, and I just couldn't do it. Not even 9 seasons, 7 seasons, and I just couldn't do it anymore. I haven't watched any of the spinoffs. In fact, I care so little about The Walking Dead at this point that I didn't even know this had already aired. I thought this was like an upcoming show. Now they're already coming out with the Blu-ray. This is Maggie and Negan travel to a post-apocalyptic Manhattan, long ago cut off from the mainland. Crumbling city is filled with the dead and denizens who have made New York City their own world full of anarchy, danger, beauty, and terror.
New York's already like that, by the way. No, I'm just kidding.
Okay, this has a couple of extras, WonderCon panel, film program, and trailers.
Next one, okay, we'll skip. That's my pick of the week. We'll go right to Kino Lorber with Final Cut. says, things go badly for a small film crew shooting a low-budget zombie movie where they are attacked by real zombies. And this, of course, is that UK remake of the fantastic One Cut of the Dead. Yeah. And this one just does not look nearly as good.
Yeah, how could it be? How could it be? Just watch the original. There's no reason to watch this.
And that one is so good. And that we owe David McHugh like 1,000 apologies for making him wait so long till we reviewed that. But that one, that is like classic level. This one just looks like a poor attempt to try and I don't know what they wanted. But just why remake it so soon after the original was only like how many years ago? Like 3-4 years ago, something like that.
Yeah, and it looked like this one was in French too. Like it wasn't.
Yeah,
English.
like it's UK, but like it says it's from the UK, but it's really it's definitely all in French. I saw
it's a French director for sure.
Yeah, so and it doesn't look like there were subtitles at least. But I mean, I guess I don't know. It was.
Just watch the original.
Yeah,
it's got subtitles.
Yeah.
There's a couple.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, there's a making of documentary and a theatrical trailer. Sorry, I was just already turned off by that movie to the point where I forgot it existed in real time right now.
Last one here before our picks of the week is Scream Team releasing's Cruel Summer from 2021. A group of college students plan one final pre-graduation party at a secluded lake house for an 80s murder mystery weekend, unaware that a crazy mass killer has decided to join the celebration. Will anyone survive the slaughter, or is this going to become a truly cruel summer? I like the premise, but this didn't look great.
Yeah, the premise is like I was gonna say. It's like the premise is very promising, except looks like it's not been executed properly.
Yeah, this one does have a commentary, featurettes, and trailers.
Yeah. So this is good. We have 2 picks of the week, so I guess I'll do mine first here. And I picked Liongate's Cobweb, 2023. I haven't seen it yet, but I'm definitely gonna order it because I want to see it. I've heard some good things. It's basically a boy who hears voices in his head, decides to unleash them on his abusive parents. And it's a Lizzie Kaplan vehicle, so I was like her, so that's good. Tim wrote, this is the kid from Last Voyage of the Demeter. He's really good.
Yeah,
Demeter or Demeter?
Demeter.
It is Demeter.
Yeah, that's what they say in the movie. But yeah, he was, in fact, Ken and I were commenting on how good this kid actor was. And his name's Woody Norman, and I recognized him immediately when I watched the trailer for this. I didn't realize he was in it, but he was fantastic in the last one.
He's got a good year for horror, this guy.
Yeah. It's funny how some of these kids, like Lulu Wilson, kind of get pigeonholed into the horror genre.
Yeah.
And when they're young and they kind of just keep doing it. I think that's great. All right, so my pick of the week.
Yeah, there's no features on that, by the way.
Oh, yeah. This I like a lot of new Lionsgate releases that just skip on the features. My pick of the week was, as you may have already guessed, from MVD Visual, Ghoulies 4K from 1985, which is one that I kind of still enjoy Ghoulies. It's definitely on the lower tier of 80s classics, I think. It's not a great movie, but I still kind of enjoy it.
Yeah, and I almost picked it, but I figured I'd go a little different this time.
Yeah, so the description here is, upon returning to his family's abandoned mansion, Jonathan realizes he has inherited his father's powers of sorcery, which he uses to unwittingly unleash a handful of demons known as the Ghoulies. Tiny terrors run amok. There's our term.
Yeah, they're one of our favorites.
Getting into mischief and killing their unfortunate host before Jonathan summons the strength to defeat them. So this has 2 discs. The first one is a 4K Blu-ray with exclusive new 4K restoration, 16-bit scan of the original camera negative of the film, archival 2015 audio commentary with director Luca Bercovici, archival 2016 audio commentary by director Luca Bercovici, moderated by Jason Andreasen of Terror Transmission, a collectible 4K mini poster, and limited edition slipcover on the first pressing. Disc 2 is a video introduction by Luca Bercovici, editing an Empire, interview with Ted Nicolau, The Mind is a Terrible Thing to Waste, interview with Scott Thompson, Just for the Chick Man, interview with Luca Bercovici, From Tulips to Terror, The Making of Ghoulies, a photo gallery, theatrical trailer, and 4 TV spots. That's about as much Ghoulies as you're ever going to need in one collection. So, to recap, the week of September 12th, we had Ghoulies 2 from 1988, The Pack from 1977, Walking Dead Dead City Season 1, Final Cut, which is the remake of One Cut of the Dead from Kino Lorber, Scream Team releasing's Cruel Summer from 2021, Brian's Pick of the Week, Cobweb from this year, and my Pick of the Week, Ghoulies 4K from 1985. Moving on to short week, September 19th is a short one before the big blowout at the end of the month.
Yes.
And the first one up is not my pick of the week because I've already owned so many freaking copies of this movie.
There's too many. Yeah.
Yeah.
Seriously, too many of the versions. I can't justify getting another one.
Yeah. So this is Warner Brothers' The Exorcist 50th anniversary. disc from 1973. When an innocent young girl is possessed by a demon, a priest struggling with his faith is asked by her mother to perform the ancient rite of exorcism. I commented here, the power of double dipping compels you, because that's the only thing that's going to compel you to buy this. It doesn't have, from what I can tell, it has nothing on here that's worth picking up over the collections that have already been released. I think this is just a repeat.
Yeah, like I have two versions. I have that one really good, the version you've never seen one, which had two versions of it on there. And then I have that box set, which had them all in it. And it had all those things. So yeah, I don't think anything new is here.
I mean, unless you really need that 50th anniversary logo, I don't think there's anything here. As a 4K restoration of the film, it's actually kind of skimpy on features. Theatrical version, introduction by William Friedkin, commentary by William Friedkin, commentary by William Peter Blatty with special sound effects, director's cut, and the commentary by William Friedkin for the director's cut. I mean, that's all it has on it. So,
yeah, and I wish they would have maybe held it back a little and put like a memorial to him on there or something to add to that, but they didn't. So
yeah, I don't. They might have already been pressed when he died.
Well, no, that's what I'm saying. But like, hold it back. Well, oh yeah, I guess if it's press, but yeah, I don't know.
So, but yeah.
All right, the next is our pick of the week, so I will skip to this one, which is Shout Factory's Lost Souls from 2000. It's a small group of Catholics led by an ailing priest believe that Satan intends to become man, just as God did in the person of Jesus. The writings of a possessed mental patient lead them to Peter Kelson, a writer who studies serial killers. They think that his body Satan will Satan will occupy. The youngest in the group, a teacher named Maya Larkin, goes to Peter to investigate further and convince him to believe in the possibility of evil incarnate. That's another phrase I like.
Yeah.
Evil incarnate. Other signs come to him as he and Maya take a journey full of strange occurrences, self-discovery, and an ultimate showdown. But yeah, like Tim said, both of us, way too much 2000 horror. Not that, there weren't some good stuff that came out, but there's just this vibe that, how, you could spot an 80s one?
Yeah.
And there's this charm. There's, these two movies from 2000, that decade there that are,
It's very CW to me.
Yeah.
That just has that feel of, it's all teenage-driven. It's just, I don't know. I don't like it.
Right. They wanted that was their goal for all these movies, to appeal that audience solely, and not a lot of hardcore horror fans, so.
Yeah. It's just, but anyway. Extras?
Yeah, there's a couple of extras here. There's an audio commentary with director Janusz Kaminski and director of photography Mauro Fiore. And there's a deleted scenes list, I guess, with some optional commentary and a theatrical trailer.
All right, so our pick of the week, Brian and I both picked Ringu 4K coming out from Arrow 1998. Of course, this is the original version of what you may know as The Ring. A mysterious video has been linked to a number of deaths, and when an inquisitive journalist finds the tape and views it herself, she sets in motion a chain of events that puts her own life in danger. Of course, this is a classic. Nice 4K upgrade. Brand new 4K restoration from the original camera negative by Arrow Films, and audio commentary by, I think, is this a new film historian, Ray?
No, we actually, not only is he not new, but we have him twice spelled differently. I think it's because the way we pronounced it. So sorry, Cody. We'll have to condense that for you. He's so we have two little tidbits on him. He's his friends call him Decal.
Well, his name is David Kalat.
Yeah, David Kalat. They call him Decal because he's the one who always sticks around. And also, apparently he's monotone and Ben Stein-esque. So he's like, this commentary is about the Ringu 4K edition. So, but yeah, so he's been mentioned a couple times, just two different ways. I think he was one of those ones where, where we accidentally posted the wrong cheat sheet for the film historians, so we didn't realize we had used him already, and we came up with a fresh take on him.
So, that's great.
So, Cody, sorry, we owe you some updated fix there on your tomb.
Yeah, so nice. We featured him twice. All right, The Ringu Legacy, a series of interviews from critics and filmmakers on their memories of the Ringu series and its enduring legacy. A Vicious Circle, a video interview with author and critic Kat Ellinger on the career of Hideo Nakata. Circumnavigating Ringu, a video essay by author and critic Alexandra Heller-Nicholas on the evolution of the Ringu series.
They were all they're stepping back for this one.
But they're stepping back the critic roles, but you might have heard them on our film historian list.
They wanted Decal to shine, I think, right?
Yeah, that's why they're stepping back, give him the hot, because he's not on there a lot. Yeah, it's not featured a lot. Spook Size, a videotape, a video essay by critic Jasper Sharp on the J horror phenomenon. That's a made up name. Sadako's video, theatrical trailers, limited edition packaging featuring 2 original artwork options, double-sided fold-out poster featuring 2 original artwork options, illustrated collector's booklet featuring writing on the film by Violet Luca and Alexandra Heller-Nicholas.
Yeah, I mean, as far as J horror goes, I mean, this is definitely one of the modern day classics, along with the what was the Grudge one, Ju-on, right?
Yeah, Ju-on the
Grudge version. Yeah, Ringu and Ju-on are like, if you want to get like some good examples of more of the modern J horror, those are the 2 to pick. So they had decent remakes for the U.S., I would say, and the Grudge got a second remake, didn't it? Eventually.
Yeah, I mean, I would say probably. God, in my mind, probably the remake of The Ring is probably one of the better J horror remakes we've ever had, because that was actually legitimately good. I still enjoy the remake. So.
Yeah, they kind of went downhill the franchise when they tried to expand them more in the U.S. side. They just didn't.
No, only the original. Yeah. So to recap, September 19th, we only had 3 films this week: The Exorcist 50th Anniversary, Lost Souls from 2000, and our pick of the week, Ringu 4K from 1998. Great era version of that one. Now, our big week. This is the big title week. This is 18 releases in this one week. It was kind of crazy. We'll go through these pretty quick, but we'll start things off. This is September 26th, Vinegar Syndrome, A Blade in the Dark, 4K, 1983. Bruno is hired to compose the music. We don't talk about Bruno, by the way.
No, we don't.
Bruno is hired to compose the music for a new horror movie and rents an isolated villa to concentrate on his work. But when several beautiful young women are brutally murdered within the house, Bruno becomes obsessed with solving the savage crimes. Is a clue to the killer's identity hidden within the film itself, or is there a more horrifying secret lurking deep in the dark? I'm with Brian. I don't think I've ever actually seen this one.
No, and it's from, I mean, the fact that it had to have been well known, I mean, for Vinegar Syndrome to take it and give it a 4K upgrade, but like it's like one rare 80s slasher that I feel like I have not seen.
Yeah, I'm putting this on the horror challenge. I don't care if it even fulfills an objective. I'm watching this movie in October, so I'm going to try to track it down and find it. But no special features listed there.
Yeah, well, maybe you'll be lucky, and there's a scene where somebody eats a grilled cheese sandwich there.
There we go.
And maybe I'm kidding, maybe I'm not Jeff Whitmire.
I know, that's right, Jeff Whitmire.
That's a little joke we have running back. I kind of made one joke with him and Cody, and now it's like running joke whether or not there's actually going to be an objective where you have to find a grilled cheese sandwich. And no, I'm not talking about Anthony Perkins, Norman Bates regular cheese sandwich.
No, it's going to be grilled.
If this is in there, it will have to be a grilled cheese sandwich. I think everyone's going to kill us for that one.
Yeah.
Anyway, next one is Shout Factory. This is a 4K upgrade. One of my favorite films of all time, and definitely by far one of my favorite 80s slashers, and that's My Bloody Valentine 4K from 1981. 20 years ago, in a sleepy mining town, a fatal mining disaster occurred on Valentine's Day. Now a deranged murderer is killing those who celebrate Valentine's Day. Of course, the great Harry Warden, and we met a great Harry Warden cosplayer that gave out little Valentine.
Oh, terrific cosplay.
That was great. Yeah, that was an amazing thing, and the fact that he gave out the little cards was an extra nice touch. But this one, of course, if you have not seen this, then you are missing one of the true gems of 80s slasher holiday horror, because this is like the one that, like, you know, next to Friday the 13th and Halloween, I hold it up there at that like level of you know, great 80s like take on a holiday and let's make it horror kind of thing.
Kind of overlooked though, because of Friday the 13th and Halloween.
Yeah, and I don't know why. It's so good, and everyone that sees it loves it.
Yeah.
And so it's like, it should be, I mean, now I think it's pretty much in the lexicon of a lot of people and how good it is. But for a while, it was like, I would say to people like, oh, I never heard of that one. I'm like, what?
Yeah.
But anyway, lots of special features on here. Nothing new, I don't believe, other than the restoration of the film. But it's still worth it, an upgrade if you want a nice visual. It's disc 1 as the 4K Blu-ray uncut version of the film. New 4K restoration of the uncut version of the film is the new part. Audio commentary with director George Mahalka. Disc 2 is Blu-ray, the uncut version of the film, which I actually own too. The uncut has that one scene where it's extra gory, where the one guy gets impaled right through the face with the pickaxe. It's really well done. In the unrated version. Anyway, so My Bloody Valentine 30th Anniversary Cast Reunion Panel at the Bay of Blood Convention in Florida, featuring director George Mahalka, cast members Lori Hallier, Helene Udy, Rob Stein, Peter Cowper, Thomas Kovacs, Jim Murkison, Alf Humphreys, and hosted by Brian Singleton. So they got a lot of those people from the movie. Sadly, I think the main lead has passed away. Thomas Kovacs performs the Ballad of Harry Warden, which is a great song to go to one of these 80s horror slashers. I don't know if you remember that. It was played through the end credits. I'm dying to I need to find a way to get it. Like, I think it's on YouTube, but I need to get like a digital version of this. It's great. Anyway, so he performed it live at the Bay of Blood convention with Peter Cowper and Jim Merkinson. There's a third disc on this, which is the theatrical version of the film, an Anemic Valentine special feature, which is an interview with director George Mahalka. From the Heart, an interview with actor Paul Kellman. Friends of Mine, an interview with actress Laurie Hallier. Axel, Be My Valentine, an interview with actor Neil Affleck. I don't know if he's related to any of the Ben or Casey Affleck, but he's he of course played Axel. Becoming Sylvia, an interview with actress Helene Udy. The Secret Keeper, an interview with actor Rob Stein. Broken Hearts and Broken Bones, an interview with special makeup effects designer Tom Berman. Holes in the Heart, a look at difference between the theatrical version and uncut version, and that's how I knew which scenes they upgraded. Original theatrical trailer, original TV spots, original radio spots, and the still gallery. So that is a nice packed disc, worth the upgrade even, I feel, if you do have it. I do happen to have two versions of it. I had that really good, I don't know, was it Vinegar Syndrome or Shout Factory version originally when it came out, where it came up with the I think it's Shout Factory, yeah, and I got the poster and a whole bunch of cards and a little pin and everything, so I got a really good limited edition set from there. So I probably will not be upgrading right now, but I feel like if you don't have it, definitely grab it. And even if you just have the standard version on Blu-ray, it's definitely worth the upgrade to get all these special features.
Yeah, definitely. All right, next up from Sony, I Still Know What You Did Last Summer from 1998, and this synopsis is longer than it deserves to be. When we last left Julie James, she had just spent a harrowing summer running for her life and dealing with the brutal murders of her high school friends. 1 year later, Julie has fled her hometown to attend college in Boston and leave the painful memories behind her. But despite her best efforts to lead a normal life, the past has caught up with her. On the year anniversary of last summer's tragic deaths, Julie's college grades are slipping, and her relationship with high school sweetheart Ray Bronson has hit the skids. Enter Carla Wilson, Julie's spunky friend and roommate. This is not a synopsis. This is like a description, exact scene by scene. Enter Carla Wilson, Julie's spunky friend and roommate, who wins an all-expense-paid Bahamas vacation for 4 during the 4th of July weekend. Upon their arrival in this tropical paradise filled with pristine beaches and sky-high palm trees, Julie and her friends find the other hotel guests leaving. Hurricane season has begun. As Julie's mind continues to play tricks on her, the students' romantic island getaway turns into a vacation of murder and mayhem. The sequels to this franchise just never... It's not like Scream, where there was good sequels. They're just never... I don't think any of the sequels were very good. I know what you did.
No. Yeah, and this one just... the way that when they revealed who the killer was, that just... The silliness of that whole reveal still bothers me about this movie to this day. Do you remember that by chance?
I don't. I've blocked
how they did that. Yeah. So remember the killer in the original was Ben something, right?
Yeah.
And this guy, the killer in this one, turned out to be their friend Will Ben's son, and that's how I remember her going. Wait a minute, Will Ben's son? Ben's son?
Oh,
and I'm just like, oh god,
it's like a
lost me.
That's even worse.
Lost me. Yeah, and it was just, the first one of this, okay, solid, great 90s slasher. It was around that time of Scream, that Kevin Williamson kind of thing. It was good, it was fun, had some cheesiness, but yet still, I consider it one of the modern day classic. The second one, no. This one, it was actually disappointing me to no end. And the third one, I think I might have blocked out because I know I watched it. I just don't remember anything of it, and that's coming up later in the as a release. But this doesn't have any special features, rightly so, because it doesn't deserve any. And I'm a big Jennifer Love Hewitt fan, and I still I remember this one being so disappointed after how much I liked the first one. But anyway, now we're back to release number 4, which is Film Masters, The Giant Gila Monster from 1959. It says, when a Texas town is threatened by a gigantic lizard, or a normal-sized lizard with miniatures, as you'll see in the movie, a singing and swinging teenager kick starts his friends into gear to stop the crazed beast. Enjoyable romp through 1950s science fiction drive-in cheese. The sleepy lizard wreaking havoc on a miniature set is no less terrifying than the musical number. So it's like this own description of this movie.
Yeah.
Kind of bashes it. But I have to say, I love everything about this trailer and this movie.
Yeah. Although there was a lot of black menace, black monster, black. I'm like, come on, 50s. Let's get it.
I didn't even catch that. I didn't even catch those lines. I just loved the visuals of this. I'm like, this, and the way the style of the trailer kind of went.
Yeah,
kind of funny.
That's pretty hilarious.
But Yeah, and this one actually has some decent special features on it. It's got a new 4K restoration of the film, a bonus film, The Killer Shrews. Ray Kellogg, an unsung master, a Ballyhoo Motion Pictures documentary written by C. Courtney Joyner. Hey, he's a film historian at one point. He does a jack of all trades here, or a Courtney of all trades. And it's narrated by Larry Blymeyer. I don't know why I said his name that way. It just looks like a name you'd say funny. But anyway, full commentary of the Giant Gila Monster by Larry Stroth, James Gonis, Sean Sheridan, and Matt Weinhold from the Monster Party podcast. Ahem.
Yeah, we have a podcast too, guys. And we do Blu-ray releases every single month.
Everyone, and we like some of these. This is an older film, but I'm hoping one of these new films that we have the people on for, they'll remember us at time of physical media releases. Like, those nice Civil Gore chaps had a lot of nice things to say. Let's pop them on our disc here, and then someone on their DISCMEMBERMENT will be reading our names. Yeah, but we'll see. No hard feelings. I'm just kidding. Full commentary of The Killer Shrews by professor and film scholar Jason Ainge.
Just missed the historian. Just
missed it. He tried to add, he thought by adding 2 titles, he would jump up. No, sorry. If you do not say film historian, you are not.
Our rules are strict now.
In the tome of, that's Cody's rules, not ours. Poor Cody. She's the best, though. Full color inserted booklet with essays by Don Stradley and Jason A. Ney.
All right, we're skipping over my pick of the week.
Yeah, which was almost mine, but I picked the other one for a good reason.
I get to read the other sequel from Sony.
You just got the worst luck of the draw today, Tim.
I'll Always Know What You Did Last Summer. This was from 2006. Sylvain White's horror sequel, I'll Always Know What You Did Last Summer, concerns 4 friends who decide to keep it to themselves after they see a mutual friend die during a dangerous stunt. 1 year after the incident, all 4 friends are getting scary messages from somebody who seems to know the group's secret. No extras on this one. We've wiped it from our memory. We're moving on.
Yeah, but I did hear rumors that there's a legacy sequel coming out, but that was announced a while ago, so who knows if it's going. But then I did some research, and I don't think Freddie, I looked it up, and I don't think Freddie Prinze Jr. said he was contacted like they said he was going to be, so who knows? These legacies will. And again, they're talking about now, just a slight quick segue off topic here. I heard now they're still trying to negotiate Neve Campbell to come back to the Scream franchise. And as much as I love Neve Campbell and how she is so iconic, didn't her story end?
I don't know why. I feel like they set it up perfectly for the next generation. There's no need to bring her back.
She does not need to come back. Yes, as much as I love it, keep the original story going the way it is. It's going in a nice direction. I love the last one. Yeah. I want to see this cast. You want to start killing these guys off? Fine. Kill them off and then replace them with somebody even new. But Neve Campbell has done her service to Scream. Now, if she wants to come back, I'm not going to deny her to come back, of course. But I don't think she's needed anymore. I know that sounds almost sacrilegious, but come on. Her story ended so well.
And I've never thought of her as, I know she's iconic to the Scream franchise, but I've never thought of her as so iconic that she's indispensable, because the Scream franchise has killed off so many major characters before that I didn't feel like she's that iconic that she can't have her story arc end and go into a new direction. It's not like, it's not like Jamie Lee Curtis and Halloween. They still made sequels without her. It wasn't like they couldn't make a Halloween sequel because Jamie Lee Curtis.
They brought her back a couple times.
They did bring her back, but I'm saying, it's I don't know. I don't get the obsession with Neve Campbell.
But you know what? You know what the difference is? I don't think they finished her. The Jamie Lee Curtis, they never finished her story. That's the thing. Neve Campbell, they actually, and they even referred to it in the last one, that her story is kind of done. She deserves her happiness. She's off. She's out of there. Why would, and now at this point, it would make no sense for her to be in there at all. But, okay, that's anyway.
And I just literally just got an Amazon notice. Hey, Tim, we found something you might like. I still know what you did last summer.
Oh, my God, they were listening live to us.
Alexa is listening to me as I'm recording. So,
yeah, they must be Patreon subscribers, the highest ultra uber tier that you get to hear it while it's being recorded.
Oh, my God.
No, we don't have a Patreon, but yes. We need to, I think we'll eventually have one just more for the fun of it. The money doesn't really matter to me in terms of that stuff kind of thing. It's not like it costs us thousands of dollars to do this.
It would help offset the monthly hosting fee.
Yeah, that's all it would be. And it would be more for just the fun to do the extra content, really, in all honesty. That's what we'd love about it. But anyway, we'll move on to the next one. This is at least a franchise that seems to be always kind of staying its course and being good. And I'm really looking forward to seeing this. I have not seen this one yet. And that's Insidious, The Red Door from 2023. A demonic entity attempts to unleash chaos into the world of the living. And yeah, this one actually, Tim, this is like ripe for a Slumber Vacation. I know we toyed with doing a whole James Wan universe, but this has so many now. This might be its own.
Yeah, I would love to do that first.
What are there? 5 now, right? This is the 5th one.
Yeah.
And from everyone I've seen, I've liked. So
yeah, I would definitely be up for that. Next one up is from Cauldron Films. Man, what a doozy! Rat Man from 1988. A maniac butchers a fashion model on a Caribbean island and leaves the body to be eaten by rats. The model's sister suspects something isn't quite right with the police investigation and decides to go snooping on her own. With her friend Fred, their investigations lead them to Scooby-Doo. With her friend Fred, their investigations lead them to an unknown part of the island where they discover a monstrosity of a rat-like man. Rat ma.
That's exactly what I was thinking of with that.
The creature is killed by Fred, but the true horror of its nature is just beginning. This looks like a little person, maybe dressed as a rat, I think is what the villain in this is, but it's so ridiculous, it actually circles back around to being creepy again.
Yeah, I don't think you could have worded that any better, because that was, while I was doing this, I'm like, this is ridiculous, this is the silliest thing, and then I'm like, wait a minute, now I'm kind of creeped out by this, what happened? I don't think you have ever in the entire history of this podcast described something so perfectly. And if you don't believe me, I implore you to go watch this trailer, and you will see that Tim is so on the money, it's scary.
Yeah. A lot of good extras here. New 4K restoration of the film, original motion picture soundtrack on a separate CD, Lighting the Rat Man, interview with cinematographer Roberto Girometti, Framing the Rat Man, interview with camera operator Federico Del Zoppo, Just a Fin, audio interview with post-production consultant Alberto Di Martino, commentary by critics Eugenio Ercolani, Troy Howarth, who we know, and Nathaniel Thompson, but they weren't listed as film critics. Everybody's stepping down to critics now.
Yeah.
Trailer, double-sided poster, limited edition only, limited slipcase with artwork by our good friend, not really, but we like his name, Justin Coffey, and a reversible Blu-ray wrap with alternate artwork.
I wonder, though, how you frame a rat man, though. Is it that, like, you take the cheese and then blame it on him?
I guess.
I don't know. Next one is actually the first. It's interesting. First of Anne Rice multiverse, I guess, whatever you want to call it, from RLG Entertainment. And that's Interview with a Vampire Season 1, 2022. I think that was on AMC, right? Which is probably why it's getting its release. Of course, that's the based on the Anne Rice iconic novel. Follow Louis de Pointe. I know it's de Pointe, right? Is it Pointe?
I have no idea. I only read the books.
Yeah. Epic story of love, blood, the perils of immortality as told to the journalist Daniel Malloy. I actually want to see this one. I love the movie, of course. Tim read the book, so I know he wants to see this. So this one will be interesting to check out.
Yeah, I remember I wanted to see this when it came out, but I didn't have AMC at the time, and I forgot about it after. So I'm looking forward to this one. All right, next up from Visual Vengeance, we have The Abomination. Man, this one looks crazy. 1986, an old woman coughs up what she believes to be a tumor. It's not a tumor.
It's not a tumor at all.
While asleep, the thing crawls inside of her son and reproduces inside him, then causes him to go on a killing spree to feed it, which sounds kind of Manitou-ish, but it's not on his neck.
It does. That's exactly what I was thinking of, except in coming out of instead of a neck fetus, it's a throat fetus.
I will have to say, I looked at this and all I could think of was alcohol, friends, and this movie would be a blast.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. This is one I think we need to get a viewing party of you, me, Cone, Ken, and Emily.
Oh my God.
Yeah,
we've got to do this. This has got
somehow I think all of us have to somehow get into a room or somehow find a way to all share this and screen it, or maybe we just all, if it's like rental, we just all hit play at the same time and go on a Zoom.
Yeah,
I think this needs to be watched with us.
This is a watch party all day long. Lots of extras here. We got new producer supervised SD master. This is no HD here, guys. SD master from the original tape source. Commentary with director Brett McCormick, Rob Housechild, and Matt Desiderio of Visual Vengeance. Commentary with Tony Strauss of Wings Chop Magazine. Monster Kid movie Maverick, brand new feature length Brett McCormick interview. That's pretty crazy. Actress Blue Thompson interview. Actress Victoria Cheney interview. Interviewed by producer Matt Devlin with the Abomination's original VHS distributor Michael Jack Scholl of Donna Michelle Productions. The Abomination filming locations tour, Super 8 outtakes and raw footage, Reel 1, curated by producer Matt Devlin. Super 8 outtakes and raw footage, Reel 2, curated by producer Matt Devlin. Behind the scenes, The Stairway, behind the scenes tour test, image gallery, interview with the Abomination, Brett McCormick original Super 8 films, Brett McCormick trailer archive, 6-page booklet with essay by Tony Strauss, stick your own VHS sticker set, reversible sleeve featuring original VHS art, and a Visual Vengeance trailer. Wow.
Nice. Nice. So the next one is another big, it's a Severin Films release, and those tend to be pretty solid in terms of features, and that is Dracula and Son from 1976. So it's chased out of their castle in Transylvania. Dracula and his son, Ferdinand, wind up in France, where the father enjoys fame as a movie star, and the son struggles to overcome it wrote his aversion to, it probably meant his, but remember, Tim just copies and pastes, aversion to being a vampire. And like Tim and I both love the fact that Christopher Lee is doing like a horror Dracula comedy, which is, and there's actually a version of this trailer where it's all like cartoon.
Oh, really?
But I gave the regular version so we just get a better vibe of it.
Yeah.
But this one looks hilarious. So this disc is actually pretty packed. It's got 2 versions of the film, a new 4K restoration of the director's cut, audio commentary with Christopher Lee biographer Jonathan Rigby and Hammer historian Kevin Lyons. And we both have seen them before. Jonathan Rigby is related to Kathy Rigby, the famous Olympian and Peter Pan portrayer. However, that's where the similarities end. Jonathan hates gymnastics and Peter Pan. But it's funny when he gets together with Kevin Lyons, who coming up in a second, with John J. Johnston and Alan Barnes, they all play golf, and John insists they call themselves the Fantastic Four, F-O-R-E. And Kevin Lyons, he's part of that Fantastic Four thing, but also he hosted a movie review show in college on the campus radio station called Inside the Lion's Den. He's also, fun fact, he's heir to the Lions restaurant chain.
Very interesting.
That's a California thing. Poor Tim's like, oh,
I have no idea what you're talking about. Yeah,
it's kind of like a Denny's.
Okay,
but they used to. It's funny. They used to do a thing where they call it the pyramid breakfast, where you can get the breakfast and for $1 you just keep adding side dishes. Well, I used to order literally. I totally just thought that was such a good deal that I ended up with a $20 breakfast because I just keep adding $1 for everything just because I liked the sheer quantity that would come out. Never eat more than half of it. This is terrible because it was a waste of food. But it was just so funny because one time my friend who I used to always go there, he goes, why do you keep doing this? He goes, by the time you're done, you end up spending more if you just got the combo platter because you don't even eat half of it.
So that's what they're counting on.
I know. They're counting on a sucker like me that walk in and see a supposed deal, and I take advantage. But I would get a little bowl of cottage cheese, a fruit cup, but it was I wanted the ultimate breakfast kind of thing. And we'd always go in the middle of the night. So who eats like that in the middle? Anyway, sorry, sidetrack. Audio commentary with Kat Ellinger and author of Daughters of Darkness. Let the Sun, S-O-N, shine in. Interview with actor Bernard Menez. Archival French TV interview with Christopher Lee. The Molinaro tapes. Archival audio interview with director Edouard Molinaro. Who was Claude Klotz? Filmmaker. I don't know why I just can't keep a straight face with Claude Klotz. Filmmaker Patrice Leconte on his 3-time co-writer and author of the novel Paris Vampire. Archival interview with Claude Klotz, yet again, at a 1976 presentation of Dracula and Son in Marseille. Okay. German credit sequences. Oh, so Tim and Ken can translate for us.
There you go.
Trailer and TV spots.
Very nice. Next up, again, another Anne Rice vehicle, RLJ Entertainment's Mayfair Witches Season 1. Follows a neurosurgeon who discovers that she is the unlikely heir to a family of witches. She must contend with a sinister presence that has haunted her family for generations. Now, I never read the Mayfair Witch books. I only read the Interview with Vampire novels, which I really loved. I never even finished the whole series. I need to go back and maybe reread all those. But I never got to the Mayfair Witches, but I want to watch the TV shows. It's interesting.
The next one is TerrorVision's When the Screaming Starts in 4K from 2021. Oh, I should mention also the other one, Mayfair Witches has the Dario in it, so we need to see that. Anyway, so when the Screaming Starts from 2021, it says, when Norman Graysmith is invited to the home of an aspiring serial killer, Aidan Mendel, he believes he has the subject for the documentary that will make his career. So I saw a thing, it said, someone described it as great. It's like a serial killer version of What We Do in the Shadows.
Oh, yeah.
Kind of thing.
That sounds
which is, and this thing looks fun. This
looks
like
great.
A crazy, fun time. So it's got an HDR 10+ presentation of the film supervised by the director. Audio commentary with Connor Burrow and Ed Hartland. Deleted scenes, making of documentary, behind-the-scenes interview from the set, music video, Cannibal Death March, newly created captions. And yeah, this movie, just the trailer, it's funny because it basically shows this guy trying to do a documentary, and this guy who wants to be an aspiring serial killer tries to become I guess with his girlfriend, they're trying to get a Manson family thing together, and this this one documentarian is like caught up in it. It looks really funny.
Yeah, look, the trailer was great.
Yeah, it looks really well done.
Next up from Media Blasters, we have Doomed Megalopolis, The Last Megalopolis from 1988. A demonic reincarnation of a Japanese general from the 10th century appears in the early 20th century Tokyo with a mission to destroy the blooming city. Has explosions and weird stop-motion birds, so it looks good to me. I don't know. This is a crazy trailer.
Yeah, and there's a guy that looks like M. Bison from Street Fighter that keeps appearing in there. But I don't know what he's all about. But next one, this is the weirdest title, I think, maybe in Discmemberment history here.
Yeah.
Name above title and Other Tales of Woe by Carlos Conceição, or Conceição. I'm not sure how to say his name, but it's from Vinegar Syndrome. It's from 2020. It says, a handsome serial killer unexpectedly catapults into social media fame. Kind of like Ted Bundy-ish there, I guess.
Yeah.
It says, Tim said, another trailer, which is just random clips of music. And I said, between the title and the trailer, neither helps explain what's going on.
And no extras to even to clue us in on what's going on.
Nothing. Not a thing.
Next up is Vertical Entertainment Natty Knox from 2023. From the director of Halloween 4 comes a new screen classic, Natty Knox. Starring horror legends Bill Moseley, Danielle Harris, and Robert Englund, this small-town thriller introduces babysitter Britt Henderson, played by newcomer Charlotte Fountain Jardine. On Halloween Eve, Britt and her kids have to survive the horror. It's about kids is in quotes, like.
Well, because maybe it's her kid she's babysitting.
Oh, okay.
Not like her.
Oh, yeah. Okay, I got you.
Her.
Britt and her. I thought they were like, they're not really.
You know, not her spawn.
Demons. Britt and her kids have to survive the horror of serial killer Abner Honeywell, who is himself the traumatized son of B-movie horror legend Natty Knox. And this is one of those movies that I say only exists because a bunch of celebrity guests partied too hard at the horror con. They're all sitting around the bar going, we should do a movie together.
Totally, yeah, because I'm like looking at this trailer, I'm like, okay, I think I saw what was trying to go on here, but I'm not sure, so I don't know. Next one is from Well Go USA and is Whoop a Gangnam Zombie. Yeah, so that's Gangnam Zombie from 2023. That song still, whenever it comes on, it just sticks in your head.
Oh, I still do the horse dance thing every time.
Yeah, I mean, how do you not? That was like Gangnam Style. That was the best thing ever. Anyway, this one is citizens of an upscale Gangnam in Seoul start experiencing unusual and terrifying symptoms, evolving into inhuman creatures, leaving only a few survivors with the possibility to make it out alive. I don't understand. Every time I say I'm done with zombie films, an Asian zombie film comes out, and I'm back in. They pull me in. They make them so good. No one else, no other country should make them unless it's like an Asian country series.
Yeah, I mean,
because everyone they put out, I love, like every one of them. But like the ones that come out here in the States, forget it. They're all same thing. This one, they always seem to have something that's appealing about.
I don't know what it is, but you're right. I forgot to tell you, there's a Halloween H2O Steelbook if you're really interested.
Right.
And then there was also a Black Phone 4K reissue, Cocaine Bear 4K reissue, a Fall, which we talked about, Best Buy Steelbook. Again, those are ones that we're not really going to cover in depth because they're just
both great movies from recently.
Yeah. All right, so let's get to my pick of the week.
I guess do yours first. Your pick of the week.
This is from Synapse. It's Tenebrae 4K from 1982. Of course, the Argento classic. I really like this one. A razor-wielding psycho stalks an American horror writer in Italy. Tons of extras on this one. Disc 1 is the 4K Blu-ray original version. It has 2 discs. The first one has all the extras. Disc 2 is the Blu-ray original version, not the 4K version. So disc 1, 4K restoration of the film from the original camera negative, original Italian and English front and end titles and insert shots, audio commentary by authors and critics Alan Jones and Ken Newman, audio commentary by Argento expert Thomas Rostock, audio commentary by Maitland McDonough, author of Broken Mirrors, Broken Minds, The Dark Dreams of Dario Argento, Yellow Fever, The Rise and Fall of the Giallo, a feature-length documentary charting the genre from its beginnings to its influence on the modern slasher film featuring interviews with Dario Argento, Umberto Lenzi, Luigi Colzi, and more. Being the Villain, a newly edited archival interview with actor John Steiner. Out of the Shadows, an archival interview with Maitland McDonough. Voices of the Unsane, an archival featurette containing interviews with writer-director Dario Argento, actresses Daria Nicolodi and Eva Robbins, cinematographer Luciano Tovoli, composer Claudio Simonetti, and assistant director Lamberto Bava. Screaming Queen, an archival interview with Dario Nicolodi. The Unsane World of Tenebrae, an archival interview with Dario Argento. A Composition for Carnage, an archival interview with Claudio Simonetti. Archival introduction by Dario Nicolodi. international theatrical trailer, Japanese shadow theatrical trailer, alternate opening credit sequence, unsane end credit sequence, and image galleries. And you know how much I love my Italian horror. That's why I picked this one over over My Bloody Valentine 4K. I just love the Argento films, and this is a great one. So definitely add that.
And I discovered this one late in the game. It was during one of the horror challenges, and I just absolutely loved it.
Yeah, it was great.
It's one of my favorite Argentos. Next one, my pick of the week is just because we love this film. I already ordered it, so I felt like I owed it to make it pick of the week. It's from Culture Shock Releasing, and that's Night of the Bastard from 2022. If you remember, we had London May, the star and director, and Eric Baccio was on, and we had a great time talking about this.
Yeah, it was great.
And it's a disgruntled hermit Reed lives a solitary life in the desert. After chasing away a group of youths trying to party near his home, Reed's peaceful life was violently upheaved when a group of savage cultists laid siege to his house. Forced to partner up with one of the partygoers, Reed and his newfound colleague must defend themselves into the night, all while long buried and disturbing secrets are revealed to him as part of the cult's evil plan. And this one, I love this one. I remember when we got the trailer for this, I was like, oh, this could be okay. And I didn't expect it to be as good as it was. And London May is hilarious in this thing. I mean, his stapler line still is one of my favorite lines. It just cracked me up. But yeah, this one was a fun one. And I think you get some special stuff with it. It's not listed in the features, but I think by ordering it from the Culture Shock Releasing, when I did, there's a limited edition, I think physical things that they send, like some artwork and stuff. I think maybe like a lobby card or something. I'll get back to everybody on that when I get it. Of course, I'll post, show you what I got from it. But I ordered this one right away just because I loved, and I promised them I would. So
yeah,
I had to get it.
Yeah.
But yeah, this was pick of the week because this is just a really fun, it goes so off the wall crazy at one point, but that's what I love about it. So yeah, so that's my pick of the week.
All right, so to recap, the week of September 26th, we had A Blade in the Dark 4K from 1983, My Bloody Valentine 4K from 1981, I Still Know What You Did Last Summer from 1998, The Giant Gila Monster from 1959, I'll Always Know What You Did Last Summer from 2006, Insidious the Red Door from 2023, Rat Man from 1988, Interview with the Vampire Season 1 from 2022, The Abomination from 1986, Dracula and Son, 1976, Mayfair Witches Season 1, 2023, When the Screaming Starts 4K from 2021, Doomed Megalopolis, The Last Megalopolis, which is a lot of fun to say, from 1988, Name Above Title and Other Tales of Woe by Carlos Canseco from 2020, Natty Knots from this year, Gangnam Zombie from this year, Brian's Pick of the Week, Night of the Bastard from last year, and my Pick of the Week, Tenebrae 4K from 1982. That wraps it up.
Actually, one thing, Tim, so I pulled it up real quick, my order. There are a lot of special features on Night of the Bastard, so I probably should go over those really quickly.
Okay. So
it does come with it's limited to 2,000 copies, the version I bought. So, that sucks me in right there. But, so there's a lot, it has a limited edition slipcover, but also has Night of the Bastard official MPI trailer, Grindhouse trailer, the Brutal Reality Incorporated, which is a short film, a Brutal Reality Incorporated trailer, Night of the Bastard Reality Incorporate booklet with exclusive photos, original posters, awards, etc., and a short written introduction by London and Eric. Then there's a Night of the Bastard BTS feature, behind-the-scenes featurette, one of deleted scenes, and one of an alternate ending. And then there's also an audio commentary with director and actor-producer Eric and London, Night of the Bastard 42nd Street comedy audio commentary with Callie Cal, Night of the Bastard subtitles, and then Brutal Reality Incorporated subtitles. So, yeah, you get a bunch. So not only do you get a couple of, the lobby cards was something else I ordered. Comes with a really cool limited edition, new artwork slip cover, which is kind of neat. And that's limited to 2,000. You can get the regular version. There's no limit. But yeah, so I got this. It's only $24.99 from TerraVision, so that's why I jumped on it. And because it's just a really cool little set.
Nice, yeah,
So sorry. Usually we're this one though Tim would have known because I don't think the regular release has all those features to it.
Yeah, that was good. That was a good call out because there's some great features on that one.
Yeah.
All right, guys. So we will be back here tomorrow. If you're listening to this on launch day, we'll be back here tomorrow with a great interview, and we got some great stuff coming up. We have not forgotten about our summer staycation. Again, just due to some scheduling things, we had to kind of push it, but we are going to finish it before Halloween. I promise.
Before the Halloween, yes. Because soon we're going to go right into our haunt talk.
Yeah.
We got some other interviews, and we're going to our horror challenge is shaping up. I'm actually, once we're done here, I'm planning to work on some more tasks for that. And I got to fine tune that grilled cheese challenge, or do I? I don't know.
Yeah.
We got to see.
Or we just make it harder. It's got to be half a grilled cheese sandwich. Can't see the whole.
Yeah, maybe half a grill. Yeah, like only about 3 bites or less.
And it's got to be pepper jack. It can't be, it can't be American. Yeah. Well,
Poor Jeff Whitmire is probably like, just grabbed a bottle of scotch or something.
all right, guys. We'll see you back here soon. See ya.